Hello everyone, this is Wisman's high voltage amplifier. First, plug in the wire. This is the input signal source. Connect to the input signal port. Output voltage. This is the display ratio of 1 to 2000. These are two BNC lines. It's shipped from the factory with it. No signal output from the source until power is supplied. Power on now. This is a remote signal input, external control signal. There is also manual control. This is a control switch. This is the remote gear, which means remote control. This is local control. Put this button in local mode. HV off high voltage will not output. Then, click this button. The high voltage starts to run. HV off output high voltage. This is a locally controlled operation. Then, switch this button to remote control mode. In fact, the high pressure is running, but the signal is locked in here. Next, operate the remote control. Frequency. The amplitude is the amplitude of the input signal. Positive film, negative film, the whole axis. Click this button to adjust the amplitude parameters. Click this button and the data will be displayed on the lower display. This button is the source switch. The maximum is 2 voltage, and the magnitude is 20, and then make it a little smaller. When you enter 1, the maximum value is displayed at the bottom of the display. This signal source has a value based on the voltage you set. It's tuned in frequency. Input to kHz. The maximum frequency is currently 2.5 kHz. 2.5 kHz without losing frames. More frequent if the speed is successful. At normal speed. The frequency is 3.7 Hz. The degree of attenuation is the load dB, which is about 70%. Other waveforms can be switched at 2.5 kHz. Adjust the button at the bottom to switch the waveform. This is square wave. Sine wave. Just in some cases, the 0.5 kHz waveform is very square. And the higher the frequency, the higher the frame loss. The wave will have a certain height as it goes up. You can click this button to adjust the position of the light wave. It can also solve the position of the rising height of the wave. Generally, the frequency is different according to the load. This is trip and limit. Now we're using limit, means non-stop. Work until 20 mA, do not stop. Only the corresponding attenuation will lose frame. The waveform will decay and compress accordingly. The waveform amplitude is not that large. The amplifier is also a kind of DC power supply, and can be used as a DC power supply. Now, the amplitude is 0. General customers use the limit state more often. Trip is mostly used in college laboratories to prevent students from getting electrocuted. This is the red scram button. If there is a big fault in the use of the instrument, you can immediately tap this button, stop running. Twist to the right and restart.